साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Can't hear you, Richa.
Sorry about that. Good evening, everyone. A very, very warm welcome to all of you in another series, another day of Let's Meditate for 21 Days series to discover the peace and joy within, hosted from South Australia. My name is Richa, and today is the 7th day of the series, last day of week 1, which is Know Yourself. So hope we are meditating every day and realizing our true self, getting out of it, learning about this series and enjoying whatever is coming across. So in the last 6 days, we have discussed and meditated on various topics in line with knowing yourself. That has started with self-realization, then retaining our growth with the knowledge of our subtle system, and then balancing our left and right channels, then introspecting with the emotional and intelligence quotient, cleansing with the elements, and knowing the techniques like bandhan, and of course yesterday's food succession. So a quick recap of yesterday's session, where Punit Bhaiya has demonstrated foot soak and explained us how these small techniques can really help us to cleanse our subtle system. We can use this foot soak for a cleaning a particular center as well, as if like you feel that you have a tingling or your particular center is having warm vibrations, like say for example on your index finger, if you're feeling a little of tingling, or it's little, it seems like that you're this center that is pointing to the index finger points to the Vishuddhi chakra. So if it is not cleansed enough, you can have in your foot succession, in your foot soak, you can cleanse that out. And you can also, like, you should try to have it for 10 to 15 minutes. And if this is not enough, that you feel that it's still, you have a meditation and still you feel that it's still catching, or still you are feeling that sensation, you can have another bucket, because as the water gets saturated in 15-20 minutes. So this is what, in a nutshell, we had discussed yesterday about the foot soak, just a beautiful technique for cleansing our subtle system. Now, also to further moving ahead with the session, and I will like to invite my co-host. And before that, I would like to say a few words about her. That this program preparation has been started 2 months back, and lot of yogis been doing their part and getting involved in every segment, in particular segment, like if it's a presentation, if there is a slide part, if there is a lecture of Shri Mataji, if there is a technical support. But she's the one who has been involved in every single segment. Like if a slide is missing in the presentation, if there is a missing link of a particular topic, if there is a query from the tech support, if it has to invite the different experienced yogis throughout the world, she is selflessly, dedicatedly working to ensure one thing, that this program get reached to maximum number of people. And I'm so honored to know such a beautiful person. And I would like to invite my co-host, Rita Didi.
Yes, this is why you wanted to start first.
No, it's such a pleasure, Dee, and I think everyone who has been working with you from past 2 months for this program would agree with me that you've been, in every segment. And if there is something is missing, whom to reach out, it's Ritati. So we just want to thank you, and just want to know that how do you manage all this thing?
I think what today's discussion is a great topic for that, about strengthening our foundation and attention, I think, with and I suppose when we were talking to Chris a little while ago, which was the same thing. I was, feeling a little bit tired, and then just went and had a foot soak, and then all of a sudden you just feel completely energized and ready to kind of face the world again, in one sense. And it's the same way. I mean, I work as a pharmacist. You're busy all day, the whole time. The attention is, on about a million other things. So as we say, in between, just raising that, just pressing your hand out brings the attention back, and you're kind of back into that connection to be able to work through. So that works really well. I'm very honored. Thank you very much, Richard.
Pleasure.
Very, yes, it just, and a lot of the times, I suppose it just falls into place, it's everyone doing their little bit. And a lot of the times I find part of what you were talking about, coincidentally, about that little finger, the first finger and the Vishuddhi, it is collectivity. That is the innate character of that is collectivity. So sometimes you just find, you kind of have someone in their attention, and they suddenly kind of call you or message you, and it's like, oh, hang on, thank you. So it just works as a whole really beautifully. It is something, an absolute beautiful lifestyle, really, really great to be able to just witness and see things happening and falling into place, so yeah. So with that, I would love to invite Chris to our who is our presenter today. He's from Perth. Thank you very much. And he has co-hosted with me a couple of times, and today he'll be doing the session for us, leading us through to the meditation and all that. So thank you so much, Chris, for being here and being available.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Risha. And I confirm everything that Risha said.
Fine.
No, ditto.
You're using my word. I always. Yeah. Look, it is the whole. I think the incentive is that it's just such a joy, you know, to kind of share that experience, to be able to see the pleasure on people's face when they feel the vibrations, the Kundalini for the first time, the journey that they have as you know, they're growing deeper. It's amazing, which actually takes us to the first point that Chris wanted to discuss. So I'll hold off and then I will say what I wanted to say about the Kundalini. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, this program, or this 7 days, was about know yourself, and this topic is strengthening the foundations, the pillars of your meditative personality, the one that you're trying to evolve into by doing or not by being in meditation. And the most important prerequisite for that is that your Kundalini is awakened. And then the next question is, what is the Kundalini? And then what does the Kundalini do? And how does the Kundalini assist in your meditation? And the other foundation is, of course, is the meditation itself. And not only you develop a discipline, so you do it every day, but you also try to be in the meditative mood most of the time. That would be a good achievement. So you can derive all the benefits and know yourself and develop and grow as a spiritual person in that dimension. So we'll talk about the Kundalini and the sort of things that we need to keep the Kundalini rising. So here's the fontanelle, the crown chakra, and you can connect to the all-pervading divine power and get and relax and cleanse your chakras, so you'll improve your not only your spiritual well-being but your physical and mental well-being. That's the sort of purpose of why some people were tuning in, and the pillars and the foundations are in that awakening and the practice of meditation. And there's also a bit of temperament that you need to go with it, and also the tools. Like yesterday, Puneet did the foot soaking. That's a very useful tool to keep you in balance, to keep you in that meditative mood, so you can derive the benefits, have the inner peace, and get freedom from thoughts.
That's right. So the question of what is the Kundalini, as we've covered through the week, is that the mother energy within ourselves. And one of the reasons Shri Mataji has always said that Sahaja Yoga is completely free of charge, irrespective of what levels they are, because it is something that is within yourself. It's to get the realization to awaken that Kundalini is your birthright. And you're the one who actually does all the hard work, because you're the one that's meditating and cleansing and doing everything. We just hear Shri Mataji, initiated that awakening, the process of being able to give en masse realization, to give us the ability to do what we're doing here now, which is to be able to to help get your realization, which yesterday Puneet said very well, where you have one candle enlightened and you can light another candle. But the job of the Kundalini in the video that comes up is really great to watch, is that, and this is what that innate quality of the Kundalini is, that she, as she ascends, she nourishes, she balances the chakras, she to allow, goes where she is needed to kind of bring that that subtle system that we were talking about back into balance. And as the strands of the Kundalini raise, as we meditate and as we cleanse, come into balance, as the strands awaken, it takes us deeper and deeper into meditation. And I think, Richard, you'd agree, like whatever you have experienced today is one or maybe two or three strands that have awakened, which are giving you, the vibrations that you're feeling, the feeling of the peace, the the sense of purpose, or the sense of kind of being fulfilled. But the Kundalini is like a coiled rope. So it's actually got 3 times 7 raised to the power of 108 strands. So as we meditate, more and more of these strands kind of start to come up and start to stay up as that attention is stabilized on our top of our head. And so the depth of meditation increases. The time that we can sustain that meditation increases. That connectiveness to the cosmic energy, the divine energy, to everyone, that increases. So yes, we can play just to rehab, we'll play the little video, you can have a look. So, and that is exactly what is happening within you, is that Kundalini, the strands are awakening, going through. And of course, it's going in a coiled form, because the energy in nature, either it be atom or molecules or anything, is always moving the clockwise direction. So, sorry, if you can have the clip of the Kundalini rising graphics, please. The nervous system, and this rising is what you feel through your nervous system. That's the Kundalini. That's what time is. And as it's passing through, it just activates all the energy centers, cleanses, balances, nourishes. Connection then to the all-pervading power, the cosmic energy, however you want to call it. So that's how then our aura, our energy centers are then connected through.
And Rita, that energy is gentle, subtle, compassionate, knows everything about you. So, and you don't know as much as she does, and she's finding a pathway for you in your journey, your meditative journey, your
That is right.
discovery journey. Yeah, she's finding a pathway, and you have to just be open to that pathway. Yeah. And she will not harm you, and she'll find the best way how you can develop and grow spiritually in the spiritual dimension. And that will flow on to other things like your physical health, your mental health, and other things.
Absolutely. Yes, that is correct. So that brings us to the next topic, that is that the meditation and the importance of it. Obviously, as we were saying, it's the depth of it is important. As the Kundalini strands awaken, as you practice daily, that depth in meditation comes.
Yeah, and it's not so much important about the length of time you spend meditating, but the intensity of that connection. And so, I mean, some people may feel that they need to meditate for an hour, but another person can meditate for less and have a profound benefit. So it's very individual, the meditative experience. But the aim would be to be in a meditative mood the whole day, and so that's the benefit. But we're beginning here. We're trying to enable people so they can get that state, and we're just telling people the tricks.
The tricks they can use. Absolutely. Yes,
yeah.
That's right.
Well, it's actually Sahaja Yoga is a shortcut. It's essentially a shortcut because you don't have to go onto a mountain or in a cave for 40 years, you get the self-realization awakening first, and then you work it out later.
That's
So,
right.
yeah.
That is absolutely right. So to explain that importance of how the meditation helps that Kundalini to, to facilitate the work of the Kundalini, we'll just have a short talk. Shri Mataji explaining, of Shri Mataji explaining that, and then we'll come back to you in a minute again. Thank you very much for.
We have to meditate every day, just like washing our hands or just like cleaning our teeth. We have to in the morning time meditate, and also in the evening we have to meditate. We have to meditate both the times. Otherwise we cannot rise, we cannot grow. Just to think that we are realized souls, you do not wake up. This cleansing has to be done every day, in and out. And this is why none of the experiences which are described are felt sometimes in Sahaja Yoga, and people ask, Mother, how is it we don't feel the khichdi? Because your attention is not also there where it should have been. So one has to try to meditate in such a manner that this working of the Kundalini is facilitated. The chakras are cleansed out, and ultimately you are in a state of meditation. It's not a question of how to go into meditation. But it's the question how to be in meditation all the time. So as you know that Kundalini, when she reaches the Agya Chakra, and when she opens Agya Chakra, then you can be in thoughtless awareness. Then you don't think. Thinking just stops. You watch everything, just watch. But you do not get involved into what you are watching, but you just watch. And that watching itself gives you the growth within. Think of the tree which is, say, in a turmoil or during earthquake. It won't grow. When the earthquake stops, everything becomes quiet, everything is peaceful, then only the tree can grow. In the same way, our growth can only take place if we are peaceful within ourselves. So for a Kundalini growing wider and wider and rising higher and higher, first thing is we must have peace within ourselves. But this peace is possible if you can make really peace with others. If you cannot make peace with others who are in Sahaja Yoga, who are in the collective, if you are in a turmoil, this Kundalini can never rise. That is why collectivity is so important. Without collectivity, your Vishuddhi cannot open. And without collectivity, you cannot have the growth of your spirituality. If the growth of the spirituality, as they say, the tree of life is upside down, and the roots are in the brain. And this Kundalini has to go and water that brain. As we water the roots, then it starts flowing downward. And that's how we start expanding. So this power of Gauri has to be respected because she is our mother. She is our individual mother. She has given us second birth. She is the one who knows all about us. She is so gentle, so kind. How she slowly rises. She doesn't give us trouble. She takes all the trouble of penetrating through these centers and she gives us the second birth. Because she understands everything, she knows everything, she organizes everything, she brings forth all the beauty that you are. Once you start developing that beauty within yourself, then you will be surprised how powerful you are. Because all these things are of the same nature. Is the truth that you discover, is the same as the beauty, is the same as the joy. You don't have to think that joy is separate, truth is different, beauty is different. Because we are not yet at that point, we just take one facet. But once we reach that point, then the whole thing seems to be one. There is no differentiation at all. It's all one. Many facets of a diamond, but it's one diamond. And that diamond is yourself, your spirit.
That was a powerful talk. So before we go into meditation, I'd like to say that we're all a work in progress. We've all come from different places, and when we take on the meditative journey, where it's not the destination, it's the journey. So we're clearing out and meditating, and sometimes we're growing faster than other times, and the Kundalini is nurturing us. She's showing us a pathway, and we have to be open to that. But we have the tools provided by Shri Mataji to assist the Kundalini work in cleansing and relaxing our chakras, and to connecting us to the all-pervading power of God's love and the collective consciousness. So what we'll do now is we'll start a meditation, and we always start a meditation by raising the Kundalini, because that's the way we meditate. We raise the Kundalini, and we protect ourselves by doing a bandhan, which is protection of our aura, and then we balance or say affirmations, so we can be in the center, and the Kundalini flows, spiraling through us, working through each chakra, and then piercing the fontanelle, and we experience that as it can be a bit of heat, or it can be a cool breeze above the head. So in our meditation, we start with raising the Kundalini, tying a bandhan, and balancing. You don't need to do it if you don't need to balance, but I'll show you two ways of balancing the left side of emotions with the right side of action or thinking.
Fantastic. So we'll hand the baton to you. Looking forward.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Blissful meditative state then.
All right, so let's raise the Kundalini. And we'll do this deliberately and slowly. And we look up and we tie one knot. Tie two knots the second time. And then you always have your attention on the palm of your left hand. And then you tie three knots and look up, securing the Kundalini. And then we, with the right hand over to the left side, we go across the fontanelle and back again. Do it a second time. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Sixth. And seventh. And now we'll just put both our hands towards the Mother Earth. Just close our eyes and just ask the Mother Earth to establish our innocence. Please make me innocent. And also establish my humility. So that'd be important to get things out of the way so we can get the Kundalini flowing and feeling the vibrations. So I've got both our hands pointed to the Mother Earth. Let's ask the Mother Kundalini, please balance my left and right side, my left side of emotions with the right side of action. Give me balance so I'm in the center. And Mother Kundalini, you can flow, spiral through me, through all the chakras. Cross the narrow gate and enter into the cosmic consciousness through my fontanelle. The pure desire for that to happen is important. Just keep your attention above the fontanelle. Palm on your laps. Just feel your left and right hands. See if you can feel any coolness or tingling. And if one is heavier than the other, so the left hand is heavier or the right hand is heavier. So let's balance the left side and always using the right hand. Just shake the right hand over across your forehead and down again. So you're bringing the energy from the right side to the left. So do that again. And again, and you have your palm facing you. And just look at or feel your left and your right hands. Right now, let's take the right hand over to the left side and do the opposite. So you're taking the same hand and you go across your forehead and down to the right side. So this is bringing the energy from the left side over to the right side. And do that once more. Now take that right hand again and bring it below your spine and take it through the center. Your hand is activated. You can raise the Kundalini or bring more strands, more threads of Kundalini to the fontanelle. And do that again. And again. So we want more threads. And we want to maintain the flow of Kundalini energy from the sacral bone up to the Saraswara, and the Saraswara to be open. And that energy to connect with the cosmic consciousness. Right. Now, another way we'll be doing, as others have done in previous sessions, we'll put our attention on the center plexus. So the first one will be below the spine, which is the Muladhara chakra. So your attention is at the edge of your awareness. So don't concentrate, just put your attention below your spine, and we'll say an affirmation that will assist the Kundalini. Mother Kundalini, please give me innocence. When you're awakened, Kundalini is awakened, these affirmations have a profound effect. And if you say them in a non-mechanical way, you say them with sincerity, that you want your innocence. You say that with your pure desire, it happens. Take your attention to just around your belt line, in the center of your body. This is the center of creativity. Say this affirmation. Mother Kundalini, please make me creative. Please make me a creative person. When you say it, you always say it and follow it with silence, space. Mother Kundalini, please make me a creative person. So you're allowing the desire to take effect. All right, then move your attention to your belly button. Mother Kundalini, please make me a satisfied person. Please give me contentment. Mother Kundalini, please help me to be my own master, my own teacher. Take your attention to your sternum in the center, what we call the heart region. Mother Kundalini, please give me courage. Give me the courage to go deeper within myself, to find myself. Right now, take your attention to your throat region. In here, say, Mother Kundalini, please make me a collected person. Mother Kundalini, please give me a sweet tongue. And now let's take our attention to the forehead, the center of our forehead. From your heart. Mother Kundalini, please make me a forgiving person. Kundalini, I forgive. So at the top of your head, at the fontanelle, put your attention. Mother Kundalini, please come to my Saraswara chakra. Please open my Saraswara chakra. Help me connect to the cosmic consciousness. So I can grow in a new awareness of myself and the world. Let's for a minute or so just keep our attention above the fontanelle. The place where the Kundalini exits after she has gone through all our chakras, cleansing, relaxing them, making a pathway for our journey to know ourselves. So if you get a thought, just forgive that thought. Now with our attention above the fontanelle and the Kundalini flowing, let's just listen to a talk by Shri Mataji. And listen from above the fontanelle. Don't get our mind involved. And that's it.
But you have a new dimension. You have to use your powers for the benevolence of the people. So, also, your Kundalini was awakened so Sahaj. It is because of the love and compassion of your mother. So this time we should say your Kundalini can only be nourished if you develop within yourself the sense of pure love and pure compassion. First, I've used the word pure. That's my name also. That means you have to be innocent to begin with. If you are not innocent, then you have certain problems, maybe with your lust. Maybe your love might be directed towards some person only. Kundalini is not like that. She rises, she goes to all the chakras, she doesn't get involved into any. She tries to cure every chakra, nourish that chakra, and she is only worried about her ascent. In the same way, a Sahaja Yogi should not get involved into any relationship as such. It's possible. You don't have to become like Buddha's disciples. For example, as I have always told you, the sap in the tree rises and goes to various parts of the tree and then evaporates or comes back. So this passage should be kept open. And once this passage is kept open, the Kundalini can rise very easily. But this passage can be closed in case you get too much involved into one thing. Because there are some people who get involved, say, in their parents to begin with. All right, in the beginning I know those who come in the beginning to Sahaja Yoga will start saying, mother, my father's sisters, husbands, these things, that is sick. So will you please cure that person? Very common. They'll write long, long letters describing the relationship and I really lose the connection. Who is this one? Without writing the names, they will give all the connections that they have. These are all artificial connections. Tomorrow some calamity comes on you. These relationships are of no use. On the contrary, you'll find they'll take advantage of it. You cannot depend on these relations of yours, in what family you were born, in what religion you were born, in what country you are born, because now you are a universal being. So you are no more related through these artificial relationships, but you are related through your spiritual relationships. Unless and until we establish that within ourselves. That doesn't mean you give up your husband, give up your wife, give up your children, nothing of the kind. But that means that if we have to give up our conditionings, we have to give up all these things. There are all kinds of conditionings we have. If there are some good conditionings, still we should give up. In the sense, they should not be conditionings, but we should be master of them. For example, Indians have one good conditioning in a way in their own country, that they must have their bath early in the morning. I used to do the same. Then England is horrible for that. It takes its respite. If you do that in England, it's a cursed country. You just can't do that. You have to take your bath in the night, otherwise give up bathing. And one has to change. But if you have that conditioning, then you will feel very sad. I missed my bath. I can't sleep now. I can't feel all right. I am not normal. It's a good conditioning, but still it is enslaving you. So whether it is good or bad, if it is a conditioning, we should try to see it clearly. It's a conditioning. That doesn't mean that you should go in the opposite direction, that all right, I'll never have my bath. That's not the way. It is that, all right, if it doesn't suit in the morning, I'll have it in the evening. Also, it doesn't matter, once in a while I miss it. The bath cannot control me. I'll control the bath. Nothing should control you. Then the Kundalini moves first, because you must have complete liberty. If you do not have complete liberty, then the Kundalini won't move.
So just close our eyes and just absorb the vibrations of that talk. Just put your attention on your emotions as you take a deep breath and hold it. Just exhale. Now, just for a minute, we'll just watch. See what happens to ourselves. You may have a thought, you may have a feeling. Just watch it. We do nothing. Kundalini is working for you. So now we'll listen to a short piece of meditative music, and then we'll close off the meditation by raising the Kundalini and tying a bandha. So to close off the meditation, let's raise the Kundalini with our attention on the palm of the left hand, circling the right hand around it, and then looking up above the fontanelle and tying one knot. And then doing it again a second time with your attention on the palm of the left hand, circling clockwise the right hand, and then you look up above the fontanelle and tie 2 knots. And then you do it the third time. So your attention is always moving upwards with your left hand, and then you tie 3 knots. And then we do the bandha, which is 1 for every major chakra, which are 7. So from the right hand, from the left side, across the fontanelle, down the right, and back again to the left. So that's once. This is twice. 3 times. 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we just go like this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. As Vaibhav was explaining day before yesterday with the namaskar, it's also, we've got the right side, the left side, and in the center with that humility of acknowledging also the other person as a spirit and acknowledging their depth. So that's a great way of just doing humbling, sign of respect. Yes, that's right. Thank you very much.
Every one of us has our kundalinis, and we all have the potential to be, to have it awakened and to grow.
That's right. That's right. So thank you so much for an absolutely divine meditation.
All right, and now we'll just talk about the assistance is the toolkit that we have on the website. So we have all the resources that you need in your meditation journey.
That's right. Richa, your microphone is on.
Yeah. So if we go to the freemeditation.com.au, the one you can see, I believe, on the screen as well, /Jan 2023. So if we type that in our browser, we would be able to go to the different courses over there. We can also register for that course. Probably we can also join the WhatsApp group where we will be getting the regular updates about the session. Also, if you join the WhatsApp, you can, if you have any questions, you can ask over there. So, and then there will be what the sessions that has been already completed, like week-wise, you will find over there the links. So the day when, if any of the sessions that you may have missed, then probably you can go over there, and or if you want to see again what has happened on that day, you want to have a meditation again with us of particular maybe on the foot soak session, you want to see it again, so you can go to that day and you can look for that video again. And if you scroll it down a little bit that side, you will have the resources about the meditation guide and the balancing guide, and of course the terms and terminologies if you have. And still, in any point of time you face any questions, you can always connect with us. You can type your over here in the chat window, or once you join the WhatsApp, you can also ask your queries. We will try to help you out in whichever way it's possible for us. So you can see on the screen, there are the WhatsApp symbols there. You can go and, you can get connected with us through the WhatsApp as well. So that was the brief. Yeah, that was the brief about it. And beautiful meditation, Uncle Chris. I'm still in thoughtless state.
Absolutely, difficult, isn't it?
Yes.
That was
And I
the
think the other thing I just wanted to say, sorry, Chris, was continuing just to point out with Richard's one in WhatsApp is that, you know, if you're a bit shy to ask the questions in the general group, please feel free to message one of the admins
Yes.
and ask a question. There's quite a few practitioners on the WhatsApp that will be, you know, very, very happy to help you out.
And in the journey, you don't have to worry about things. You don't have to, if you're not feeling something. We're generalizing here, and every experience is individual. So my journey's been different to a lot of other people that I've spoken to that are meditating for a while. And so if you're not feeling something or you are feeling something, you can ask the question on the WhatsApp group. But don't worry, it's all about a process of evolution and spontaneous evolution, actually, spontaneous evolution. And the Kundalini is working things out, and she's working for your total benevolence.
That's right. So, and also when we're talking about, you know, I mean, we're all individuals, as Shri Mataji was talking about conditionings. We've all got our own experiences, our past, our conditioning. So obviously our subtle systems are all at different, you know, in a different condition. But the greatest thing about it is the Kundalini being your own mother within yourself. And as you were doing the balancing, Chris, this is basically how it is. We've got our left side, the right side, and the center. So when your subtle system is perfectly balanced, so within your cerebrospinal fluid, we've got the 7 energy centers. This is how a balanced one is, completely nice and open for the energy to pass, for the Kundalini to pass through. But generally, we're either emotional, so we're kind of draining the left side, pulling that through. So as you can see, you know, it constricts it, or draining to the right because, you know, we're planning, we've got far too much to do things, so we're kind of draining to the right. So each of those actions kind of constricts that channel. So during meditation, as we're sitting in thoughtlessness, as we're kind of expressing the desire, the Kundalini, as it awakens, it starts to nourish, and it kind of, and using the techniques that Chris was talking about, the other techniques we've done before, as we do that, the Kundalini starts to nourish the energy center and actually bring it back into balance. So so she's the one doing a lot of the work to actually bring it into balance.
Yeah, but we do assist it by the foot soak that Puneet showed yesterday. And tomorrow, Rita?
Tomorrow, yes. So if we can invite Lynn, we are introducing a couple of new techniques. Thank you very much, Lynn. And thank you very much, Chris, for reminding me about that. So Lynn is going to talk to us about using one of the elements. One of the things we did yesterday was the foot soak. So 2 of those elements we're going to use tomorrow in a different way.
And I'll just take from underneath my shirt. Oh, hang on, you can't see it. Yeah, so this is my favorite item to use, my tool from my toolbox, which is an ice pack. So there's all different sorts of you can get. This was given to me. I'm not sure where it came from, but you know, after you've become very hot in your activities for the day, you can cool yourself down. So you know when you're thinking too much, your liver gets hot. So this with a tea towel around it, underneath your shirt, on your liver, and you can just put it underneath your arm. But we'll try that tomorrow, and if you can get either something like this or, but wait, I have another one. Oh, just these are in the supermarket. Yeah, it's hard to see. It's coming.
Lynn, what about ice cubes in a
yes, or a little plastic bottle, which is getting lost in the tree. Anyway, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Plastic bottle, or simply, as you say, Chris, just some ice cubes from your ice tray in a Ziploc bag.
Absolutely.
And so we'll try that out tomorrow night. So I'll drop in and we'll try that. And of course, for the left side, we've got another little trick, which is to use your candle. So this is just a tea light candle. or if you have a fancy candle or a fancy oil lamp, that will also work. But so just some little tricks to use that we can try during the meditation, one of the meditations tomorrow night. So if you can bring those with you, you can feel the effect on your meditation. So
Thank you very much. So yes, that's the two things that we'll utilize today. And we now, I think one of the things we've done first week, so congratulations everyone. It's a great achievement to be here for the 7 days, and I hope that you felt a kind of that growth or a big difference from the first day that we started and today on the to the 7th day. Next week onwards, we'll be covering the energy centers a little bit more in depth. But with all of this, all this knowledge that we've got, that we are getting, we're gaining, the process of getting self-realization as discovered by Shri Mataji. So Chris, could you tell us a little bit more about Shri Mataji?
All right. So, I mean, the techniques that Lynn was talking about, and the knowledge of the Kundalini, and just about everything we know in these comes from Shri Mataji. Shri Mataji was born in a Christian royal family in India in 1923, and she was part of the struggle for independence of India, and she married an assistant to the prime minister, and became her husband then became a UN diplomat, and she moved to London in the 70s, and then she developed Sahaja Yoga with some English people, and but an important date was the 5th of May 1970 when she opened the Saraswara, which enables the en masse self-realization process, where hundreds of people at one time can get their self-realization, which never could happen before in any time in human history. And and she did a lot of work, a tremendous amount of work, traveled to many, many countries. And now, I don't know how many, but there'll be at least 110 countries where Sahaja Yoga has established the centers, and there's people doing programs face-to-face and online. And now it's a worldwide movement, obviously, predominantly in numbers in India, but in all European countries, all continents. It's grown as a mass movement of self-transformation. And on the 21st of March 2023, we celebrate her 100th birthday, which is a very significant event. But anyway, she's the source of all the knowledge, and all the resources that we have on website come from her teachings, and there's endless talks and transcripts on the World Wide Web where she imparts that knowledge, and we're most grateful to her. Extremely grateful.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, Chris. And as we say that, I mean, the chakra knowledge that we talk about is, yes, ancient, but the technique of the self-realization, the opening of the Sahasrara to enable this to happen, the en masse realization that was instigated by Shri Mataji. And yes, so that vision of, having peace within, to express without, and then to be able to share and spread that is
So here's a book that's written 700 years ago about a chapter about the Kundalini. But the thing about Shri Mataji, she's made this all accessible.
Yes.
It's simple and beautifully
Easy.
packaged. It's just tremendous. It's absolutely, it's just amazing how what is essentially in these books very complex, she's made it for the masses, and it's very accessible and very simple, and you just need to have the desire, and everything's there for you to change to a much better person, a much loving person. And hopefully if that happens to a lot of people, then the world will change.
Yeah, just wanted to ask, I believe a lot of people have that question in mind. You just mentioned, Uncle Chris, that it's in more than 100 countries, and we have a lot of centers, like we are accessing it online now, but we do have centers at different places in 110 countries. So to reach out to that centers, do we need to pay anything over there? Just probably the people may have think about it, just a question from the audience. Do we need to pay anything over there? Because right now it says free meditation. So online, of course, it's accessible. But if we go to the center at any point of time, do we need to pay anything?
It's in everybody. How could you pay for it? And Shri Mataji insisted that nobody pays for knowledge of the technique or self-realization. It cannot be paid for. It's just it's your birthright. It's part of you. It's nothing. It's not like Pilates or something. It's something that is it's completely natural. It's part of everybody, and we've gone outward and away from our inner self, and now we're at a point of human evolution where we're going to go inward, and we're going to connect for this new consciousness, and we're going to do things differently when we do that. It's just going to be heaven.
That's right. I mean, the second question comes up, I suppose, then, Richard, from what you say is, then how do you pay for the expenses? So yes, we all, I mean, we have, I suppose we've gained so much out of Sahaj, with, personally, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, so many. So yes, so we contribute, or we, in the sense of, like, when we go, say, for example, in Adelaide, we have our programs at a community center, which costs us money. So we all chip in $1, a gold coin donation for that expense, because obviously we need to hire the hall. So everyone that Essence puts in a gold coin donation, and that's about it. So, but no, for the process of, you want to do the meditation, you want to come to the centers, you want to get your self-realization, you want to get the knowledge, all of that is absolutely free, whether online, whether in person, one-to-one, does not matter.
Yeah, so we're worldwide. We're a volunteer, community-based, can't even call it an organization. We're not asset rich, but we're rich in terms of human qualities and love.
And you can see all of the centres all around the world. We have a worldwide page on the same website, so you can find out if there is an in-person class near you. You can find a website for your country and see all of the cities where there are in-person classes. So keep that in mind as well.
That's right. That's
but,
right.
I mean, it is important to connect with a collective.
Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, it's an even deeper experience for your meditation to be with real people as well.
And it was in the first talk that you need, part of your development is that you engage with the collective and you grow.
Yeah, just finding one other person to meditate with is a nice thing to do.
The different forms of collectivity, yes, this is one form. When you're meeting with somebody and sitting down, it's another form. If you're two different places and you're sitting at meditation at the same time, that's still, you go, okay, we can't, but let's sit down for meditation together. That's still another form. So there's various, absolutely. And you can feel, as you grow into the sensitivity of the vibrations, you do feel that. But thank you so much, Chris, for the program. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Lynn. We'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow to talking about the two sessions. And thank you, Richa, for inviting me here today. And thank you.
Thank you, Vara.
Thank you, Lynn and Vara, for doing such a wonderful job.
We would not be here without the tech support at all. So absolutely amazing job they do. From downloading everything to making sure it's lined up and queued up and hassling us if we forget to, which is amazing. We're just so responsible. Absolutely, yes.
Thank you for the Adelaide Collective or the South Australian Collective for hosting this wonderful program.
Amazing.
thanks,
Yes. So
everyone.
And
let's
thank you, Rita, again.
no, please not. It is an absolutely collective effort. It would not have been possible at all without the presenters, the text, the hosting, the musicians that we've got. So we've just got a beautiful music that will go back and sit in meditation for a little while of Jago Kundalini Ma. So thank you again, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you,
Bye,
Rita.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Jago, 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 kundalini ma. Jago.